Good morning. We are Team Zeeland BPW. I'm Ellen from Zeeland West High School.
I'm Julia. I'm a freshman at Saugatuck Public Schools.
I'm Ella, and I'm a junior, and I'm homeschooled.
I'm Grace. I'm a junior at Settle High School.
And I'm Aiden, and I'm a junior at Zeeland East High School. And I'm a cross-country runner, and if I don't know where the finish line is, then I'll never finish. Or if I don't have a goal to hit, then I'll slow down, slack off, and not do the best I possibly can. If you don't know what the goal is, then it's also difficult to reach a goal if you don't know what it is. Like you want to do good, but you can't since you don't know how to. Roger Bannister, the first person to run a mile under 4 minutes, achieved this feat by researching mechanics of running and set a goal for the last thing he does in his running career to be a sub 4 mile. He dedicated 3 major years of his life to reach this goal, and he finally did in 1954. The only reason why he could do it is because he set bigger and bigger goals and values, and he made it in the end. This Bannister's story ties into Zeeland BPW in that the organization already does great work, but won't reach full potential unless all employees strive to follow its goals and core values.
Now I'll introduce about the organizations. Although the Zeeland BPW is a small and composed of a small number of employees, but it is one of the most valuable sources of power in the area of Zeeland and provides safe electricity and water. This is our driving questions. We made the driving questions based on the values on organizations that we need to focus on. So our driving question is, how can the employee of Zeeland BPW mirror the organization's values and show they are integral in their daily work?
So our process was step 1, understanding the organization and the team. Here we met the employees and we took tours throughout the company so we could see how the workers did their jobs in the real world and we could get to know them. Step 2 was understanding the problem at hand and condensing the driving question. We knew that the company wanted to have their employees understand the core values, but also show them in their daily work. So now we had the driving question. And so in step 3, we needed to come up with research solutions that we could possibly do in the future and answer any questions that we had. So in step 4, when we were narrowing down the solutions, we didn't have any questions. So in step 4, we were narrowing down the solutions that we created. We generated tons of solutions, whether they were out of the box and couldn't really be possible or in the box. And we narrowed it down to a few that best fit the organization until we got to step 5, which is presenting our solutions to you. So here is step 1, where we met and saw some of the work. Step 2 was generating questions, research. Step 3, answering questions, and step 4, narrowing down our solutions.
So originally, the company had proposed 7 core values. They have never officially released these values to their company. So the employees didn't exactly know what the 7 were, but they told us about these, and these were the 7 values that they really felt were very important to the company and they wanted to display in their daily work. And they are safety, integrity, continuous improvement, teamwork, communication, service and stewardship, and personable work culture. And these are all really good things, but we felt that when you have so many different values and when several of them are open to interpretation about what they actually mean, it's hard to fully grasp what the core value actually means to the company. So we decided that it would be a good idea to condense down the values, not get rid of them, but just condense them down enough so they were easier to understand. And several of them were in the same category, so they could be condensed into a single value. So these are our revised core values that we came up with. Safety and integrity stay the same. Continuous improvement, we changed to quality because if you're just working at a desk all day, it's hard to continue to improve in your work. So we changed that to quality, so that way it could apply to all the employees all throughout the organization. And then teamwork and communication we put under the broad topic of culture in the workplace, because within the culture of the organization, you need to have those essential parts together. And then the last core value that we felt was important to keep was service. And instead of service and stewardship, we just kept it as service, because stewardship can again fall under the broad topic of service in the workplace. So these are the 5 revised core values that we came up with: safety, integrity, quality, culture, and service. So the reason why we changed these core values is because, like I said, the 7 were all good, but we felt that condensing them makes it easier to understand. And also, if you're not an active employee of the company, you might not know what all of those 7 values stand for within the company. So condensing them down and making them easier to understand makes it so customers and the community can better understand why the company wants these to be so important to them. And then to get a better understanding of why these core values are important to the company, we actually made a survey that we sent out to the employees, asking them about the core values. And several employees said that they were aware the company had core values, but several of them actually said they didn't even know the company had those, which made us realize that this was a big part of what we wanted to go to with our solutions, is making sure that the employees were aware and educated about these core values. And then the 43.8% you see is because of a question we asked the employees. How can the organization encourage you to display these core values in your daily work? And 43.8% of them said that a big way that they would appreciate the company displaying this to them is actually their supervisors and general managers displaying them themselves. It's teach what you preach. If you tell an employee you need to have integrity, but then you don't have integrity, it doesn't do anything for the company, because you're not doing what you're telling your employees to do. And then we also asked the employees what they felt were the 4 most important core values. And an overwhelming majority said safety, which makes sense given you're working with power and water. After safety, they ranked culture as second most important, then integrity, and then service.
So here are our solutions. So our first being value cards. Cards that look similar to this. We printed them out bigger so you can see them. We have safety, service, culture, quality, and integrity. So these value cards would be given from employee to employee. You get 1 stack of cards a year, and you would give them out when excellency is shown in somebody's daily work and you'd like to recognize it. Managers would get golden cards, and these would be used as 3 times the amount of the normal cards. And these can be redeemed for a point system, such as getting just an immediate prize, whether that could also be a monthly raffle or an annual raffle. And so now we have a skit to do who would you give a card to. So you can choose out of the 2 employees who you would give a card to. Not only that, but also what card you would give your employee.
Oh, come on, there's another dead electrocuted squirrel. You know, work's almost over anyway, and you know, no one's here anyway, so I'll just leave it, it'll be fine.
Oh, I'm heading out for, another dead electrocuted squirrel. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Bob Joe was supposed to clean this out, but he probably already left. I have nothing to do. I'll get rid of it. It's fine.
So which of the employees would you give a card to, and which value would you say they displayed? We're actually asking you.
Okay.
Feedback givers?
I would go with number 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the second employee would get the card and they were displaying integrity.
doing what's right even when no one's watching them.
Another solution we had was, which that slide did not get changed, is advertising the values. So many ways that you could do this are putting up, when people get hired, brochures so that they can see what the values are. But not only that, anywhere that the Zeeland BPW sign is, you can most likely put the core values. So on this Frisbee, you could put the 5 core values. On the backside of this koozie, you could put the core values. Even on this notepad, you could fit the core values somewhere. If we repeatedly show the core values, not only to the employees, but to the community, it will slowly become integrated in life.
Another idea we had was the hard hat of glory, where we start off with one employee and they get the hard hat and they can decorate it and do whatever they want. And at the end of each month, they pick out another employee to give it to that shows the core values in their daily work. And each employee gets it once a month, only once a month for a year. And then after the year is over, they can retire and start a new one the next year, and they can display it somewhere and have the employee on the website that's showing they got the hard hat of glory. And then, for example, of handing out the hard hat of glory, we have Mr. Prince, who demonstrated a lot of the core values in his work and stuff. So he gets the hard hat of glory, and then he chooses the next one. And then another idea we had was value evaluation, where we give out a Google form every half the year, at the end of the year, where employees get fill out and recommend an employee that did an outstanding job using the values and doing their work, and maybe get a small prize half a year and at the end of the year. And here's an example of the form that they could use to fill out.
Now I will introduce about employee culture recognitions. I think the culture among the 5 core values can explain the employee culture recognitions. First of all, cultures include teamwork and communication. So I'm going to explain the culture in relations to my life. I came from South Korea with my family almost 10 months ago because my dad moved to LG company in Michigan. So we are still struggling with communication and other cultural ways. But my dad almost overcame that by working for a company. It's because of the help of other employees. Our employees actively listened to his opinions, respected him, and trusted him. So the reason why I'm talking about my life is that when people working in organizations, different people come together and work together to achieve the common goals. So to overcome these situations, employees have to trust and respect each other. So in conclusion, employees will be able to foster a positive work culture if they gather everyone's opinions to communicate and cooperate to achieve each other goals.
Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to present our ideas, and we hope you use our ideas in the future. Thank you.